Greetings from LA, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well and in very good spirits wherever you are in the world. And right now, where I am, it is the afternoon of Tuesday, January 16th, 2024. And in fact, I understand that a few hours ago, the Criterion Collection made its announcement with respect to its planned releases for April 2024. It's a very interesting lineup of films. And so I thought, if it's okay with you, like we've done before, let me share with you some initial impressions that I have regarding this announcement of titles. Of course, with the understanding that going forward, and when the actual item arrives in the mail, or when we go, or when I go and say, purchase it in a store nearby, for instance, and have a chance to examine it and explore it, maybe our impressions or our thoughts about it might change or might be altered or might be modified, again, given the situation or the circumstances of actually exploring the title or the product. But right now, we have the announcement only, so let us just share with each other, if it's okay with you, our initial impressions with regard, once again, to the planned releases for April 2024 from the Criterion Collection. And so before I begin, I should also make note of the fact that you can find all the information about these titles and the planned cover art designs and the technical specifications about the presentation, planned special features to be included, write-ups about the films themselves, and other information, say, about the cast and crew. You can find these information about these titles and other titles in the physical media catalog of the Criterion Collection. You can find that on the Criterion website itself. So my strong suggestion is you take a look directly at the site for more information about that. But again, for purposes of today, if you don't mind, let's just share our initial thoughts and comments and impressions of what is in store for us in April. And to get the ball rolling, as it were, let us start with the website. And according to the Criterion website, we have this title, which is scheduled for release on April 2nd, 2024. And this is a title which currently exists, in fact, in the Criterion Collection here at spine number 381. The film is described as being from the year 1995, and the filmmaker is Mathieu Kassovitz. And the name of the work is Laen. Laen. So again, my apologies for my poor pronunciation. But Laen is coming again to the Criterion Collection physical media catalog. It already currently exists in a great Blu-ray, but I understand here that we have, according to the website here, a new 4K digital master. Supervised by director of photography Pierre Aim and approved by director Mathieu Kassovitz, with 2.0 and 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtracks. So it looks like we have a 4K UHD plus Blu-ray edition that will be made available in April. Of this film, again, that has already been part of the Criterion Collection physical media catalog, again at spine number 381. And wow, and again, new 4K digital master of this film. So whatever that entails, we shall have to wait and see when the film arrives. I haven't seen this new 4K digital master, so I don't know directly, but I have seen the film. And what I can say is this is like a real intense and volatile film, filled with a lot of electricity and intensity, and it is like a kind of cinematic tempest, in a manner of speaking, with regards to the depictions of, say, youth and class, and also race and racial relations, and in the context of sort of contemporary modern day France, and sort of societal, political, and sort of socio-political implications embedded within this film, I think are very stark and very direct and very abrupt. And it tells a story that has a certain charge and vitriolic charge that is also very direct and also has moments, I think, of really keen insight as well as a very direct sense of intensity. The film is Laen, and it is very memorable indeed. It creates quite an indelible impression upon a watch that is uh, oftentimes uncomfortable. Oftentimes, it sits maybe gives one the sense of feeling a bit uneasy. There's also a way in which there is, as I say, a real almost soulful directness in terms of the filmmaking style that is here at work in the hands of Kassovitz and Company. So, with performances that are electrifying, such as that by Vincent Cassel and others. So La Haine is, as I say, it's already available, or it has already been made available for a number of years already, but now we have the opportunity to explore it again, courtesy of the 4K plus Blu-ray combo edition, which is scheduled, I am assuming, yes, for April 2nd, 2024. So this is very exciting. I've never spoken about La Haine before. I've seen it a number of times. And I wouldn't call myself a super expert when it comes to its nuanced intricacies, but I have seen it a number of times thanks to the Criterion Blu-ray release, of course. But now it'll be an opportunity not just to revisit this film in the context of this new re-release of this, but also to talk about it for the first time on this channel. So I look forward to that opportunity when it arrives in April. But yes, plan for April 2nd, 2024 in courtesy of the 4K plus Blu-ray edition here. We have the film, which is La Haine. Next, scheduled for release on April 9th, 2024. And this is also a title that currently exists in the Criterion Collection physical media catalog in a very reliable Blu-ray. And this is a film that's at spine number 29. It's a film that's described as being from the year 1975, and the filmmaker is Peter Weir. And the name of the work is Picnic at Hanging Rock. And according to this, yes, Picnic at Hanging Rock is going to be based on the new 4K digital restoration, supervised and approved by director Peter Weir and director of photography Russell Boyd, with 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack. And again, this is going to be 4K plus Blu-ray combo edition. And so it's a film that already currently exists in the physical media catalog of the Criterion Collection, but now we have the addition of the 4K format being applied to this film. So it's been released by Criterion. In fact, it's been released by places other than Criterion as well, but we do have this Criterion release, so it'll be interesting to revisit this film again. It's one of my favorites in the collection, in fact. And indeed, yes, I think we have spoken about this film on this channel before, but it'll be nice to be able to revisit this film. I think this film is hypnotic. It's frightening. It is a mystery within a mystery within a mystery. There are so many moving parts, so many characters that we see become involved in some of the enigma that is involved in this, is the impressions that are left, the feelings that are felt, the facts that are known and also unknown. And we have a situation involving a group of schoolgirls and disappearances, and what happens to the investigation in terms of these disappearances, but also how this act or these acts or these events have affected many people in the community. And it's the extent of that effect, and it's the extent of the almost obsession, and also it's the extent of the agonizing torture of not knowing, which is part of the ethereal mystery quality and the dreamlike or perhaps nightmarish quality that is, I think, at play here in this brilliantly constructed work, Picnic at Hanging Rock. And there have been, as I say, there's a way in which this film has a haunting, romantic quality to it that also has elements or shades or touches of the mysterious and the dread, and also the utterly frightening. And when that is combined with human will, as well as action and reaction, and say also the consequences of these actions that might be external but also might be totally internal. You can imagine the potential for chaos and tumult, as well as the yearning and need to know that is at the heart of this haunting film, Picnic at Hanging Rock. I think this is one of my favorite films in the collection. I love this film very much, and it is a film that I revisit quite frequently. And so it'll be nice but I haven't spoken about it on this channel in a number of years, I think. Again, we've spoken about this film, I think, maybe several years back or a few years back, but not recently. So it'll be nice to be able to revisit this in the context of this new planned release. Again, purported to be based on the new 4K digital restoration. So uh, it's a lovely film. It's haunting. And for those who are looking for the opportunity to get this film, haven't seen this yet, this might be a great opportunity to do so. This film is also being made available through other non-Criterion labels, I think, in a very strong way. But let's see what Criterion will do with this in April. So I'm looking forward to, in any event, I'm looking forward to watching this again with you, my dear friends, in April when it arrives or when you have the opportunity to purchase this. So this is the re-release of the film. That is Picnic at Hanging Rock. Next, and wow, scheduled for release April 16th, 2024. And this is scheduled for spy number 1215. And this is a work which is described as being from the year 2000. And the name of the filmmakers are Belatar and Agnes Hranitsky. And the name of the work is Vermeister Harmonies. So Vermeister Harmonies is at long last coming to the Criterion Collection. This work, Hranitsky Tar work, is coming to the Criterion Collection. And not only is it coming to the Criterion Collection, my dear friends, but I see that it's coming to the Criterion Collection under a number of possible formats. There is the DVD 2-disc format, which is great to see. There is the single disc Blu-ray format, which is also great to see. And there's also the 4K plus Blu-ray 2-disc format, which is also great to see. So I'm glad to see that the DVD format is also being made available for new releases, such as Vermeister Harmonies. And this is a film that is really quite a kind of type of reckoning moment of cinema. There is a sense of dread and a sense of the danger of calm, let me put it that way. And there's also a sense of breakdown and kind of degradation on the one hand. It's also finely tuned, and it's also set against the backdrop of a sort of community life and the context of a circus or traveling circus of the sort. And there's the interesting set pieces and imagery abound that is combined to form a very, very and sort of unbounded film experience, let me put it that way. That is, I think, very profound indeed. And I remember when I first saw this work, a number of years back, in fact, and I saw it for the first time, and it was, I felt thunderstruck. And it was unlike, it was a very wholly unique experience of watching. So I'll try my best to articulate in a way that is better than how I'm articulating it now. When the opportunity comes in April to be able to explore this with a little bit more specificity with you, my dear friends, let me try my best to better my articulation of how I feel about this work. But let me just suffice to say, I think it is overwhelming and incredible, and frightening and awe-inspiring all at once. So Vermeister Harmonies is coming here to the Criterion Collection at long last, based upon or purportedly based upon new 4K digital restoration. And so in fact, there was some maybe rumor or some discussion, I know, from several months back or so about the possibility of this film being introduced into the Criterion Collection. At least I recall that as well. So I was never be able, I'm not able to watch a lot of these screenings directly. So I wasn't aware. I have never seen the new 4K digital restoration or anything of the sort. So it'll be my first time to explore this film based upon this new 4K digital restoration. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But I don't know any of the details surrounding what the reaction is for that. But it'll be that'll be a surprise that I'll try to keep to myself, unspoiled until I'm able to watch the film, courtesy of the Criterion Collection release. But I am so thrilled with this announcement. Truly, this is a really big deal. All the announcements, of course, they're really big deals, but here we're talking about a film that I think a lot of people have been anticipating, expecting, wanting, yearning for, to see a release anywhere. In this capacity in terms of the modern technology afforded to us with physical media and the sort, but now here it is in the context of the Criterion Collection. So this is going to be very exciting indeed. So again, scheduled for release April 16th, 2024, and that is the work which is Vermeister Harmony. Next, scheduled for release on April 23rd, 2024, and this is scheduled for spy number 1214. And the year it's described as being from the year 1964, and the name of the filmmaker is Mikhail Kalatozov. And the name of the work is I Am Cuba. So we have this film, wow, being made available, purported to be based on a new 4K digital restoration. I've seen the film, but I haven't seen this new 4K digital restoration. So this will be very exciting to try to engage with this, to see how one responds to the film via or through the filter of this 4K digital restoration. So that's one point to keep in mind. Also keep in mind, according to the website by Criterion, we have the option of a single disc Blu-ray or a double disc 4K and Blu-ray set for a release, a combo edition. No DVD option according to the website, but that's okay. We have the availability of this film, and I think also, yes, just in case you're interested, yes, this was also in terms of the Criterion Laserdisc era. This was one title that was released under the Criterion Collection later, or in the Criterion Collection Laserdisc catalog. So in another way, this has, I think, other roots and connections in terms of the physical media history of the Criterion Collection, when we think about the ever steady emergence of titles that used to be laserdiscs but now are emerging in the current catalog. So that's also very exciting with regards to recalling the great and glorious laserdisc era that was the Criterion Collection laserdisc catalog. But it's also about the film. And the film here is a very stunning, visually arresting. The compositions are quite breathtaking. And there is also a real, I think, keen construction. It could be said to be a film that's like kind of maybe a vignette or short story kind of composition, or maybe various characters in a sense, a type of a landscape or tableau, which is also employing or making hints, direct and indirect, and maybe oftentimes direct, hints and connections to an exploration as a social, cultural, social, political laced exploration of life and times of these people, these characters that we meet in Cuba. And we also understand not just the forefront of the film in terms of the content, but also the backdrop of the film in terms of Soviet and Cuban film industry relations, and also in the context of the 1960s. And the social political currents and the currency that this film, or film like I Am Cuba, I think immediately and directly has in that context, makes for, I think, a really, really quite absorbing drama or set of dramas that also has a lot of import behind the camera, as well as being, I think, a really grand and oftentimes very direct, but also very poetic examples of cinema craft, again, in the hands of Kalatozov and company. So this is another big deal. And I mean, it has a certain sense of, say, currency, and even one can say urgency as well to it. So a very interesting choice here to be made. And again, it'll be very interesting to see the reactions to this film, how people react to it, especially those who might be watching it for the first time. I'm looking forward to hearing how people engage with this when they're watching it for the first time. But it'll be not my first time to watch this film, but it will be my first time to watch it under this restoration release. So I'm looking forward to this quite a lot. Quite a lot indeed. So this is another big deal of sorts, not of sorts, but this is another big deal, really big release in a number of respects. So again, scheduled for release April 23rd, 2024, and this is the film I Am Cuba. Last but not least, wow. Scheduled for release April 30th, 2024, for spy number 1216. This is a film described as being from the year 1991, and the name of the filmmaker is Nancy Savoca. And this is the film which is Dogfight. Dogfight, and I love the little detail, I should say, which reminds me of the trailer as well. It says on the cover here, on the corner, under the title, Dogfight, or under where the title appears on the cover art that appears on the Criterion website. Dogfight, and in the corner here with slightly smaller sized text, a love story. I love this. This is great. Dogfight is coming to the Criterion Collection. You know, I haven't seen this film in such a long time. I remember seeing it when I was in college again, and it was a really it was a very affecting and arresting drama that was also, if we're talking about like 1960s era politics and history and sort of the cultural sweep of times. We spoke about it maybe in the context of an earlier release, I Am Cuba. But now we have the film Dogfight, which is talking about similar times, maybe on the other side of the Cold War coin, in a manner of speaking, but still, I think, in its own way, both similarly and also uniquely, in its own way, Dogfight in the hands of Nancy Foca, and a great cast, including which are River Phoenix and Lily Taylor. What a great cast they are! In its this poignant way, is also portraying a sense of the currents and ebbs and flows of the social and socio-political currency of the times, while telling a very poignant story. It is a drama. It is also a love story. It's one that is, I think, has this warmth and accessibility on the one hand, while not shy to address certain complexities or certain, say, areas of nuance that also emerge both in terms of the exterior and also the interior. This is a really what a lovely surprise by this. And I remember when I saw this for the first time again, many years ago, I was also struck by a number of things. I loved the musical choices here. And this was also coinciding with a lot of my own, say, discoveries of music as well as discoveries of cinema. So a lot of the musical choices here were really just touchstones for me, I remember. So this, I think, holds a lot of, oh my goodness, this holds a lot of memories. And I haven't seen this in such a long time. Why haven't I tried to find this again? I don't know why. That's totally on me. But that's thanks. That's why I'm looking to places like the Criterion Collection to help curate my own journey in a cinema journey in a way. And I'm reminded now. I'm thinking back on it. I'm reminded more and more about how much I was really taken with this film. So it'll be great to try to get back into that zone of watching this. But oh my goodness, yes, from 1991, yeah, so the early 90s. So this was a film that I think it had this, and I don't mean this in a condescending way at all. I mean it's very complimentary, but it had this almost soft, quiet approach that I think was very affecting overall in the long run. I mean, I still recall a lot of its power when I saw it even all those years ago. Oh, this is such a great choice. I'm so glad to see this. And according to the website here, it's okay. So we have a Blu-ray option, and we don't have any other option made available. So no 4K option, no DVD option, but that's okay. That's okay. We have the Blu-ray option, and it's purported to be based on a new 2K digital restoration, supervised by director Nancy Savoca. So with 2.0 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack. So I don't know anything about the subsequent release history of this film and the like. So I don't own this on any physical media release or anything of the sort. So this will be again my first time in a long time to revisit this film. But my goodness, what a lovely, lovely surprise this is! Oh yes, and Lily Taylor and River Phoenix in this. Oh my goodness! But okay, we'll save those details when we talk about this film with a little bit more detail in April. But I'm so thrilled by this. Again, the schedule for release April 30th, 2024 for spine number 1216, and it is the film Dogfight. And I think that's it in terms of the releases. Well, I say that's it, but I think that the it in that phrase, that's it, is quite an it indeed. I think it's a really big it. I'm very impressed with the it. And the it that I'm referring to are these 5 titles that are planned for release in April later this year from the Criterion Collection. So there seems to be a lot of 4K goodness abound. Not for every title that's going to be planned to be released in April, but for most of them. And so that's really good news indeed, especially in the current times with the presence, say, of the 4K technology, both in terms of releases as well as in terms of restoration and preservation. And not to take anything away from the other formats itself, as I've tried to express many times before, and I'll say it again, I am a firm believer and supporter of the Blu-ray format, and I'm also a firm believer and supporter of the DVD format. Very important even now. While I don't see the DVD format being applied across the board for all of the new releases here, it's good to see it being applied here and there. And so, of course, I'd like to see it applied everywhere, but it's better to see it in some places rather than nowhere at all. So I'm glad in that respect. And I'm also very glad to see attention being given to, say, the some of the titles that are currently in the collection but are given the option of the 4K plus Blu-ray combo edition. And I'm speaking, of course, of Laen and Picnic at Hanging Rock. And so that'll be interesting to see, also compare and contrast versions and approaches and the like. And of course, that'll open up the ongoing discussion, I think, that you and I have been having about what are some of the things that Criterion might want to do, or how is it going to set apart these new current re-releases of currently sitting titles with the current Blu-rays or the current versions that are existing right now. So how will these new versions or how these new releases set themselves apart from the currently sitting ones, if at all? So that'll be part of the conversation. Again, it's different for different titles, as we've seen, but that'll be interesting to see it in the context of these new these re-releases that will start us off in April. And then, of course, we have the new titles, the new entrants into the Criterion Collection catalog proper. So the emergence at long last of Vermeister Harmony. So that'll again be that. Wow, I'm quite overwhelmed by that. So, and I still am. So it'll be I think a very it'll be great to be able to revisit this and try again to articulate my thoughts it'll be, I think, I admit, quite challenging, as it always is for me. I have trouble articulating myself, but I'll do my very best when the time arrives, as well as, of course, talking about the, I think, very important and in many ways quite current and quite urgent film, Am Cuba, as well as revisiting, I think, a lovely film, a type of a revisiting, which I'm looking forward to immensely. A lovely, delightful surprise for me, but one that I'm looking forward to immensely, and that's the film Dogfight. So we have these films to welcome us in the month of April. So I'm looking forward to this immensely. I could say also, as I've said a number of times before, perhaps we don't see at the moment any box sets information, but that's okay. That might be forthcoming. It might not be coming anytime soon. Who knows? But we'll have to wait and see. Let's check back to the site regularly to see if there's any updates or news about box sets or the like collector sets. But for now, I'm very pleased with this. I like the variety that we see here. This is, I think, a lot of news is being made in terms of these releases, and I think it is answering a lot of the voices that I've become aware of. I know a lot of people were asking me, for instance, about Bellatar and the Criterion Collection and the like. So I think, for example, I think those cinema goers and film lovers who are eager for Criterion's response, well, I know we'll have seen Criterion's response in the form of these April releases, as we know. So I think that's one example where this is, I think, a very shining month. But what is your view, my dear friend? How do you feel about this release announcement? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you excited? Are you disappointed? Somewhere in between? Whatever the case is, my dear friends, of course, anytime, please feel free to let me know in the comment section of this YouTube video down below. We also have, I think, a Discord server, so if you want to reach out to anyone else or you want to express some views and feelings or talk about other films such as the Criterion planned releases for April, you can also access the Discord as well. So I'll leave all those links in the video discussion box below. But if you want to leave a comment, of course, feel free to do so. But whatever the case may be for you, my dear friends, I very, very much hope that you are happy and healthy and well, and that you continue to watch a lot of great movies, whether they be in the Criterion Collection or not. Right? It's for you to decide what you are going to watch, because it's your cinema journey, my dear friends. So I hope you enjoy your cinema journey, whatever those films along the way may be for you, whether they're in the Criterion Collection or not. That's okay. So, my dear friends, I hope you continue to love your cinema journey, your Criterion journey for those who are on your Criterion journey. I, of course, am on my own Criterion journey, which I hope to continue throughout this year, so including these April releases. So, whatever the case may be for you, my dear friends, for you and your situation and your cinema journeys, I hope that all is well. And so with that, I'll see you at the next video. But until then, my dear friends, stay strong, stay safe, and cheers.